So what's up, guys? I'm here to share my thoughts on the Nvidia EVGA 960 or GTX 960, which I have here. I've been playing around with it for a couple of weeks already. I bought it sometime towards the end of January. I also have the 750 Ti, which I bought exactly about a year ago. Great video card as well. So I kind of want to explain this, from my perspective, being that I'm a PC gamer, but not a hardcore PC gamer. So let me explain this to you, coming from just a console gamer going into PC gaming. I'm not a hardcore PC gaming, so I don't have a gaming rig. I just have a standard Dell XPS 8700, 16 gigs of RAM. I do have an i5 or i-Core or i5 Intel processor SSD to cache some of the information and stuff. To make what I've been reading is a lot of people on the internet are saying, well, if you can get more performance for less price if I go to an AMD video card, and in a way that's true and it's not true. Okay, yeah, it's true that the card you can get for less, AMD card, for a little bit less money and get about the same performance or even maybe slightly better performance in a GTX 960 or 750 Ti. But what it comes down to is that for those cards, the AMD cards have a high power requirement, meaning that you will have to upgrade the power supply in your computer. In my case, I don't want to do that. I wanted to see if I could get away with not updating anything on my computer except for the video card. My computer came with a 460 watt power supply, which is really low for PC gaming. If you went to an AMD card, it couldn't support AMD card, I believe. So this is where, yeah, you might be paying a little bit higher price for the Nvidia card, but you don't have to upgrade your power supply in your computer, which you, at a minimum, you're gonna probably be paying for a decent power supply, $60 to $80, for 500, 600 watt power supply to be able to support an AMD card. In this case, I just wanted to have my stock computer, and Nvidia is the best option for that right now. Especially the 960 and the 750 Ti. So I believe this card uses something like, I don't know, 80 watts. I think here's my thoughts on both of these cards. I got the 750 Ti here and the 960, which is currently installed on this computer right now. I am highly impressed with these products from EVGA. EVGA has a great quality, I would have to say. I have no problem with AMD except for the power consumption and the heat that it produces. These cards, and especially the 960, playing a game, like Splinter Cell at the highest settings, GPU doesn't go anything more than like 51, 52 degrees Celsius. I highly recommend it. If you're a console gamer trying to get into PC gaming, go with this card right here. If you don't want to do any upgrades to your computer as far as power supply, or if your budget really is $209, just get this card because it will work with your PC. You don't have to upgrade your power supply. And let me tell you something. Those people that are bashing this card, they actually are hardcore PC gamers. So they already have a high power, they already have a high wattage power supply in the system. And if that's the case, you should go with a 970 or a 980 if you like. But if you don't meet the power requirements of one of those higher cards, and you don't really want to put the money into it right now, I recommend go ahead and get the 960. And if you decide to upgrade later, want to get, you get some little bit of money, EVGA does give you like a 90-day step-up program, provided that you register your card within 14 days at the EVGA website. You create an account, register your card. If it's within the first 14 days after your purchase, you can go ahead and you immediately qualify for the step-up program. The step-up program, what it allows you is to upgrade to the next card, to a couple of cards higher, like the 980 or the 970, and all you have to do is pay the price difference on what you actually pay at retail, which is great because it's like, hey, we're accepting, EVGA is pretty much telling, hey, we'll accept your card at the full value you pay for it as long as you want to upgrade to another card. Now, if you do register your card, let's say after 14 days of initial purchase, you do have to, you don't qualify for the step-up program unless you buy the extended warranty, which in this case I had to do because I just registered this card today. and the extended warranty for like 5 years is like $15. That's dirt cheap. I immediately pull my credit card and pay for it. Why not? Plays about everything or every game out there. It just depends on how much performance you want to squeeze out of it. Of course, in my case, I'm only doing 1080p gaming, so that works for me. If you want to do 4K gaming, I'm not sure what kind of performance you're gonna get out of this. What I heard is you're gonna get something around 30 frames per second, acceptable for gaming. Absolutely. That's what most consoles are doing. PS4 and the Xbox One are doing a lot of, most of their games are actually 30 frames per second. 60 frames per second, which is the reason why I play PC games, really works for me well on this card at 1080p. I haven't tried anything higher than that, and I'm not interested at this time. 4K gaming is, I'm sure it looks great, but it's just not for me right now. I'm happy, content with 1080p gaming at 60 frames per second, and this card absolutely delivers that sort of performance. So if you want to have, play some games, they're just the 960 GTX from Nvidia is a great card.